Okay, hey, how is everybody doing? I'm doing great. Um, Going into possibly the tail end of this COVID-19 thing, and we can all get our vaccinations. I got mine coming up next week for part two, and we can all be ready to face the public once again. I'm sorry about the delay in putting out this video, this tutorial for a comic book illustration. The the problem was that I chose a page that had kind of erotic adult content that violated the standards of YouTube, and I got a warning once the video was up. I spent a good, oh god, like 2-3 hours on this thing putting it together. Luckily, I can salvage most of it and just start over again with another page. Page in question. Boom. Anyway, that's all you're gonna see of that one until you buy my comic book, which will, by the way, be on Kickstarter coming in September this year. So anyway, that out of the way, we're going to talk about penciling part two, getting a little more deep and involved with some of the mechanics. Some of the things I'm going to go over will be dealt with in detail further down in other videos coming up. So I'm just giving you an overall kind of overview of how a pencil page gets put together. The major elements of a comic book page, I would say, would be the story, the people, the setting, the space, and then, of course, the pacing. Those elements can be dealt with in a script. They describe what goes into each page and each panel, but the penciling decides where they're specifically going to land on the page. So your script might be the roadmap, but the penciling is the actual getting in your car and getting there. Okay, all right. So we're gonna delve deep into this page that is page 28 of Mayfield 8, part 3. Then we're going to, after we have this kind of overview, we'll have a little quick, like 8 times the speed, about 13 minutes. I'll be just drawing this up like a crazy person. You can see the process. It's kind of easier to see me making the page, and I'll break away and explain a few things as they're going on. Like, for example, the perspective lines idea, or masking off sections of the panel. Again, I'll go into that more in detail in specific tutorials all about that kind of thing. But what's kind of cool is that in this page 28, we're going to go into this and propel the story forward and deal with the elements that are inside of it. So that's about all I have to say. We'll go right into the high-speed drawing. And like I said, we'll break away a little bit here and there, and I'll describe what's going on. I'm going to back up a tiny bit and show what the root of drawing the pencil page is, where it's from. Here we have a close-up of the script that I typed out in Microsoft Word with a little thumbnail up on the corner here displaying where the panels lay out. And the page is split up into 3 sections. The top one has a exterior shot of the pool hall, and the second one has the interior with our bad guy Griffith making a pool shot, and they're talking about a book one guy's reading. It's the book Helter Skelter by Bugliosi. It was very popular in the early 1970s. The Manson family and all that. Then we carry on further. They're having a conversation, and this panel number 6, he cracks and knocks another ball in on the pool table, and then a pullback, and then finally the panel 8 on this page is somebody rushing into the room and saying, "Turn on the TV." Okay, so. So, first of all, where I get ideas for the exterior shot of the pool hall? Well, I went to Google Maps and found the perfect spot. Let me see here. Okay, there. The Crest building is an old defunct department store from the 20s, and it's been repurposed for several different things over the years. And this is perfect for what I'm looking for. So I kind of used that as a reference. I changed out the signage in the front and all that, and I'll show you here what I got cooked up. There we go. I just went into Photoshop and took a stock photo of this place and just kind of mocked it up as to what it should look like. And using that, then I went to the actual page right there. You can see it right there. There. Okay. Apple Lounge. And then moving further on, another aid I did is to show this hand, like exactly how do you get a hand like that. And you'll kind of laugh at this, but I use reference photos of myself. And okay, there I am. Just the cheesy, nobody ever uses it, photo booth application on your laptop. You can use your phone if you want, but the laptop is good because it sits still and you can see yourself. So there's your answer. That's what two hands look like when they're making a pool shot. Okay, that's all I need to know. Okay, I'm back again. And now to go on to the critique of, I think it's an 8-pager short story. It's called Change by Derek Edwards. Change? Story and art by Derek A. Edwards. And we start off with a big panel, establishment shot, and the inciting action. Someone who's well-to-do on his way to work gives him a coin. Spare some change? Boop. What the hell am I supposed to do with this? It's like, it's not really a coin. I get it. It has a slot in it. It must be some kind of medallion or something. Throw it in the fountain and make a wish, he says. Well, I wish you'd get hit by a car and die, asshole. Okay. So he's looking at the coin, his point of view, throws it in the fountain, plunk in the water. Really good, really tight, concise storytelling. There's nothing here that is unnecessary. You see a good close-up of the guy's face when he's holding the coin. He's kind of expected better from this guy. He can't do anything with that coin. Can't go buy himself anything. First impression, though, I've lived and worked in San Francisco for a while, and I've seen a lot of homeless people, and they tend not to have like just this little bit. They usually have like a jacket on, or they got their stash, or they got something that's tucked away somewhere. But for the purpose of telling a story, this is fine. Okay, and then this is really cool. To put the sound effect is the panel. Pow! Okay, and no exclamation point here. That's a good detail. I'm of the camp that says sound effects don't have exclamation points because exclamation points come from living things. A dog could go bark, and that could be an exclamation point, but like a rock hitting a wall, bam! The rock doesn't have a life, so it's not exclaiming its sound. So that's just a case of semantics. But anyway, pow, car, okay, and whoa, it worked. Shit. And yeah, the background here, I don't really know what's up with that. Maybe the surprise, like slamming him. But it works. We got the. I said this before. When action goes against the read, like it's going the opposite way, something bad is going to happen. The hero's going to have a setback, or the villain's going to get his, or in other words, the story's not going to continue from that scene. And here we have, going against the read, boom, and then this one going with the read is the surprise from the homeless man. So you know, reading this panel, that there's going to be more story to tell. Okay. Now he's in the fountain. Hey, get out of the fountain, you bum. Okay. And grabs that coin again. Now I'm curious. And again, really good camera angle here. Showing up the coin. Really good hand work. And it's not a realistic hand. The joints don't really go the way a hand really goes. But in terms of cartooning and a comic book, this is perfect. This is exactly what it is. It's telling the story. And Derek has a really good use of the color. The lines in the background are not black, so they tend to recess. They go in the background. And now here we got quite a jump. And this would be a little tricky for a lot of people on the next page. There's a gigantic nanny. There's tanks. There's soldiers. Things are getting destroyed. There's a robot who's being attacked. And so I won't get into detail, but reading the next few panels, this guy right here with the slicked Hitler-style hair coming down over his eyes, he's the same as that homeless guy. He's now getting all his wishes, and his wishes are conflicting. Okay, he's got the babes, he's got a mansion, he's got the pool, but they're at odds with each other, and he's been kind of just wishing and wishing and wishing and hitting it over with patches. So this right here is kind of for 8 pages, this is a really good job of just getting the story encapsulated, simple in one page, with what I'd call a ticking time bomb, which is the city's under attack. Okay, so it's a good combination of a horrible scenario, the city's under attack, and the for want for a better word, the hero of the story, the main character who got everybody in this situation, he's going away to fix something. And right here, the last panel, silhouette going into a doorway. Once again, he's aware. I think Derek's aware that this is an odd number page 3, and on odd pages, it's a good idea to do the turn with something that will incite the reader to want to read more. Okay, so that's a good kind of panel to do for a page turn. For those of you who are planning on printing your comic, and I think you should always think about the printed version rather than the web version. Okay, so let's go to the next page, next 2 pages. All right, so now we have a the wishing well. That's the only thing intact of planet Earth, maybe. Everything else on planet Earth has been shaped to this guy's image. And so he lacks kind of a selfless temperament. So it kind of lends depth to the character here. You know what kind of guy this is if he's turned planet Earth into this now, where it's just basically the wishing well. Everybody you knew, loved, and was connected to is either destroyed or warped into his vision of what everything should be. And then this, somebody is trying to attack him. They destroyed the robot. Okay, this was a little bit unclear. I'm now reading this again. Oh, then we got sound effects with exclamation points down here. That's, if it were mine, I would take those out. But hey, you can, I guess, so long as you follow your own rules, that's really all that matters. But this is okay. It's a little confusing. So he killed the robot. All right, this dude that is, who's his son, and they're having an argument. And I like this panel right here of page. This would be 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. Page 5, panel 5. This right here is just really, really cool. Let me see if I can zoom in a bit. Yeah. Just the sarcastic face looking back at him. The guy in a few panels before had a gun to him, and he's not the least bit worried. He's just like, yeah, whatever. My child, please.
You and every rotting idiot down there is my child. So that reinforces this idea that this homeless guy really has shaped the world to his image, every little detail in this world. Okay, so let's go 4, 5, 6, 7. There's a bomb. And then apparently, maybe the sun was trying to destroy him, I guess. I don't, Derek wouldn't try to destroy himself, but he wished an early wish that he was immortal. So you can't really kill him. You can burn off his skin, apparently, with a bomb. But he's still going to be around. And miraculously, the wishing well is still around. Okay. So this story reads so fast. There's a few logical leaps here that you just gotta kind of accept it. This panel right here on page 7 with the lighting and the color propping up that lighting, that's a really good key to understand and know if you're inking a page and you plan on coloring. Here the color and inking are working in concert with each other and reinforcing this light in the background, dark in the front. And what's more, it kind of adds to the story too, because he's dark, he's evil, he's smiling, he's not worried, right? He's in the shadow, but he's grinning, and he's got the coin. Even though everything around is this poor son of his, or I think it's his son, but he's a skeleton. And then the last 3 panels, I wish none of this had happened. I wish I was someone else. I wish to forget all of this. And that I'm a little bit unclear. Was these 3 wishes? Like, did he throw the coin in, take it out, say the next wish, throw it in, take it out? Or can you say 3 wishes? Can you stack them and then throw the coin once? Again, this story is so short that it really doesn't matter. I think if you're going to tell like a 22-pager, an entire chapter, or even a graphic novel based on this, then your rules should be a little more clear, and the character should be acting in accordance with these rules that you laid down. But for an 8-pager, this is fine. And then finally, we're back, and it's literally a loop. You can start reading the comic again from the front. Clunk. What the hell am I supposed to do with this? The hell am I supposed to do with this? Throw it in the fountain and make a wish. I wish you'd get hit by a car and die, asshole. What a lovely day. And there's the car. There, I guess, let's maybe get down to criticizing. Okay, done with praising. It's really good. There's very little to criticize. Again, the sensibility of the homeless dude. He's kind of he's like a caricature a little bit. But in terms of telling a story and get the message across, he's there. And then don't really have much in the way of criticizing in these 2 pages. The coloring is really sharp. Let's see. Yeah, the destruction of the robot was a little weird. I wonder if you just took the robot out of the sequence and just had it the guy with the gun and the leader. Maybe, okay. Because that part was a little bit confusing. And in these 2 pages, well, my criticism is a lightweight one because it doesn't really affect anything. But my opinion is that I'm a little unclear on how everything's happening. Who planted that bomb? Why? Was it the sun? Was he going to destroy everything and him with it? Or was this guy who did it all along? Let me read back here. He's thrown the coin in. The well is eager to grant a wish to all who have clean memory, and I only have a simple request of the gods, but it's a real good one. Ready? For all the misery you've brought, I wish you to die painfully again and again for the rest of eternity, starting now. Oh, okay. He's got the bomb. All right. And he set it off. All right. So maybe for me, change this panel here. Let's zoom in. Change this panel. Instead of pointing, he's holding up the detonator to him like it's a pistol. And maybe just don't even have the detonator or hand in this panel, just have his face, his reaction. Because then, in here, on the left page, I would have added, and I'm just seeing this now, these two panels are an exclamation point. That's kind of cool. I would have had a panel with the thumb going click, boom, on the same page. Okay? Because does he actually, no, he doesn't really click the thing. I'm assuming he clicked it way up there. So the connection there is a little bit weak. Okay. But then, and then my last criticism right here at the end, this is just me, but to be fair, I like the setup that this is a loop, but the shadow and the car about to hit him is a little bit sketchy, a little bit unclear. It doesn't have the same level of craft as the rest of the story. I think if it were my story and I was going to end it like that, I would have had this kind of panel. Let me zoom in again. Okay, this panel be like this panel. I mean this panel right here. Okay, this sketched in silhouette car have this more like more like this one. Okay, and that's it. That's all. All in all, I think it's a really strong story. And if there were more, if this was like an anthology book where there were 4 or 5 or 6, 7 stories like this, of this caliber with this kind of inking and coloring, it'd be really cool. I'd really like to read something like that, like all together. So I wish Derek could keep at it and keep posting wherever you post on Reddit, where I'll be checking for more work from you. Thank you very much. That's the end of the critique.
Okay, I hope you like that. Be sure to come back here on shooting for June 9th to have the next YouTube tutorial. This time we'll be dealing with inking, taking all these here pencil pages and applying the ink lines and getting all that set up, telling you what my process is and what I do first and what I do next and all that. Be sure to subscribe to this YouTube channel if you want to see further ones. Get the heads up when they arrive to you. Also, you can subscribe to my newsletter. It's just real simple. It's subscribe.timsnotebook.com, and you'll get twice weekly updates about comic books, critiques about comic books, upcoming Kickstarter fundraisers that are for real cool and interesting projects, and news and updates about my comic book, Mayfield 8. Okay, so hope to see you again June 9th.